Okay, hope everybody can hear me all right. Welcome to the first Exit Explanation, a series in which I break down every song on my upcoming mixtape named Exit and give a little presentation on them because they're all like a million years old and I think they deserve that. So hopefully, let's see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so I hope everybody can see my screen. The first song is called 13, ironically. It's an oral and also visual. And you can read it. This is my favorite song and on the project and possibly also one of my favorite songs I've ever written. And I'm so glad Ryan was down for us to put it on this project. And also I'm excited to tell y'all the story of this. So let's get into it. Back in 2021, in July of 2021, Ryan Lahan releases this album, Spark. It's phenomenal. It's got hits. One of my favorite songs on that album is Photophobia. It's incredible. Um, and it also ended with a song called 13. A few weeks after it came out, I I think he asked Bryce, I'm making a remix album. Would you like to remix one of the songs? I was super down. I was super down. I wasn't doing a whole lot in my life at that point, and we're gonna get into that in a moment. And immediately I wanted to remix 13. That was like the one I wanted to remix. And I asked him which ones were free, and it was a different song on the project and 13. So I snapped on that immediately. He said, can you have it in 2 weeks? That might be a lie. I don't know if he gave me a time limit, but I remember that I felt very under pressure. And so I said, let me see what I can do. So who was I at this point in my life? I was burning out. I was trying everything I possibly could to make music happen as a profession. Looking back at this song, I realized how many parallels were still happening in my life last year, as in 2021. But this is me working on Spite. You see me and I'm taking the little pictures and I'm trying to do promo and I'm trying to make content on YouTube, guitar tutorials, etc. Engage the community while making Spite, which if you haven't heard, was quite the undertaking. And I also want to make this like crazy music video with just like me, my one friend, and an animator I met on the internet. It was very difficult. And so with that in mind, I was also in a very transitional phase of my life. You know what? Should I stop sharing for this low key? Let me get up close and personal, y'all. Stop share. I I was in a very transitional phase of my life. At the end of 2021 in October, I was about to go to New York to meet everybody in this music scene and also to try and decide where I wanted to move in late 2022. I've been in Australia for 7 years and I was about to try to move back to the US and I didn't know where yet. And I kind of felt I had a lot of mixed feelings about moving back to the US and leaving this whole life that I'd sort of built in Australia behind. Um, it felt right. And it kind of also felt like betrayal, like me betraying the people I knew and loved. So we're going to get back into it now. With that in mind, we started trying to write the song. So I'm walking around Phillip Island for straight up, I dick you not, 8 hours. It says that on the screen. You can read that. That's what happened. And I just couldn't think of anything. I'm walking around. I'm like, I took lunch. I'm like sitting down on my laptop. I'm writing things in my journal, and all of it sucks. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was listening to the snippet. And for context, 13 is sort of an interlude. It's a piano piece with a bunch of outdoor sounds playing, and all of his homies saying, this is going to be the first summer of our lives. And boy, was it. And boy, was it. There's a very, very intense moment for that music scene. For all of us, I think. And I couldn't think of anything. Look, this is where I was. This is Phillip Island. I lived there and I was walking all around up in here, pacing this beach. Couldn't think of anything. So I went and sat down, called it for the day. This is the recovery. What did I get? Fries. I sat down and I ordered fries from Christo's Charcoal Rotisserie. And I will never, my mouth is watering picturing the taste and scent of these fries. I swear to God. Oh, and so I order these fries. I sit down at this bench outside, overlooking this beautiful view of the ocean, looking northward to the bay. And I say, and I sit down, I pull my phone out, and before I can open any apps, I just like kind of say, I think I say out loud, I am terrified of leaving. I am too restless to stay. Because it was like I stopped thinking about the song for a second and I just started thinking about the life I was living. Like I was like, bro, I've just been walking around doing nothing all day, feeling useless. Like, and I was just feeling lonely and burnt. And then the lyrics came. And after those few lyrics came, I wrote the whole first verse. I went home and the rest of the song just plopped out. It just plopped out. And the song that came, it just became so obvious what I was singing about. The album itself, like Spark itself, was such a celebration and like it was going through different places, but the end 13, saying this is going to be the first summer of our lives, had such a melancholic feel to me in particular because I truly felt that. I felt that well, for me, in the fall to come, I was about to move and change so much of my life. But at the same time, I was leaving behind one that I had put so much time and so much love into and was sort of leaving people I cared so much about. And what's interesting is that I kind of just went through something really similar. Um, I kind of went through something really similar. I like just left New York after building this life that I was really excited about there. But it felt like time for me to stop and reset and rethink everything that I was doing. And so much of this song still breathes life into that. I hope, let me see if I can change the screen share here. Watch this. Let me in, y'all. So here are the lyrics. Thank you for that. So obviously, the first verse is just so about the homies, but this was literally my life like 3 months ago. Put a lot of stuff in storage, threw away a lot of shit. Oh my God. And there's this whole section about buying pot plants and trying to measure up and like if is traveling the answer. And this is just, I'm just constantly caught between trying to be like the adult that I feel like I should be, especially when I compare to myself to my peers. Bro, I went to my 10-year high school reunion the other day, bro, and it was beautiful. It was so good to see everybody. But at the same time, you know, after 10 years, you like see like what people have done and who people have become and just reconnecting with old friends. It's so easy to compare oneself because you both kind of started at this nucleus and then like 10 years is a long time. And so and so I was just so happy to come across this song again. Um And I don't really know where the rest of my life is going to lead me right now. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm excited about that I've been talking about on YouTube. But yeah, are you excited? Not exactly yet. Don't stress. The people you'll regret not seeing more of, you'll forget, which is so depressing. I don't know if I agree with that line, to be honest, still. But this shit, you know that all the best events in life ain't happened yet. It's over. Bro, I was tapping into something that was so sad. And that, you know what, in retrospect, who annotated that? Okay. I don't know about it. And it's something that I just wish I never felt again. Or I was hoping to not feel again. I was hoping to just land in New York and be like, this is it. And for a while it was. And for a while it was. But here we are. That's 13. That's the first song on the project. January 13th. Exit the mixtape.